miles from you. So I'm gonna let you go. Oh boy, if you only knew. Not a day goes by without you on my mind. You couldn't go on together. You said nothing lasts forever. Though you can't deny, hold it all inside. No, you can trust me, just close your eyes, knowing that I'm around. I'll be around. Yeah. You're not scared of love, just scared of love. Alright, alright, enough. Just tell me if you want my love or not, or not. 'Cause I don't wanna be that one. Still a million miles from you, yeah. So I'm gonna let you go. Oh boy, if you only knew. Not a day goes by without you on my mind. You couldn't go on together. You said nothing lasts forever. Though you can't deny, hold it all inside. No, you can trust me, just close your eyes, knowing that I'm around. 'Cause I don't wanna be that one. No, still a million miles from you. So I'm gonna let you go. You go. Oh boy, if you only knew. Not a day goes by without you on my mind. You couldn't go on together. You said nothing lasts forever. Though you can't deny, hold it all inside. No, you can trust me, just close your eyes, knowing that I'm
Tell him I need my money right now. Brought me the juice, they stole out my crown. Yeah. Sorry to tell you, I know my value. I'm gonna recoup, yeah. But don't waste my energy, my energy. I don't got much, don't be wasting all my energy. I keep it tight, don't let nobody get close to me. My heart is right, don't question my integrity. No, I thought we would be just fine, and I thought your heart was like mine. But let me find out, you've been going around throwing shots, running plots. Come on, man, tryna block my blessings, but no need for comparisons. What's from me won't be from me. Yeah, I'ma go through just to grow through. But pay me what you owe me for, I make what you've been saying about me true, true. Tell him I need my money right now. Brought me the juice, they stole out my crown. Yeah. Sorry to tell you, I know my value. I'm gonna recoup, yeah. Don't waste my loyalty, my loyalty. I let you in back then because I couldn't see. But now it's clear you ain't ever been true to me. My intuition ain't ever lied, I had to leave. Handle your business, do what you think you need to do to get your revenge. But you won't break me, God as my witness. Past the point of no return, I'm on a mission. Tryna block my blessings, but no need for comparisons. What's from me won't be from me. Yeah, I'ma go through just to grow through. But pay me what you owe me for, I make what you've been saying about me true, true. Tell him I need my money right now. Brought me the juice, they stole out my crown. Sorry to tell you, I know my value. I'm gonna recoup, yeah. Don't waste my
she's putting all of her cards down on the table, knowing there's no way that you'll be able to win this one. But she's somebody else in the making. First, she just gotta stop all the faking, and she'll be there. But she's wondering if it's gonna feel like she's forever. Wondering if it's gonna feel like this whenever she leaves her safe space. She leaves her safe space. Wondering if it is forever, or is there some place that will make her feel better? Make her feel better. Then that's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. Somebody said, don't be afraid of loving yourself, 'cause that is all you got in the end. You got in the end. But she's wondering if it's gonna feel like she's forever. Wondering if it's gonna feel like this whenever she leaves her safe space. She leaves her safe space. Wondering if it is forever, or is there some place that will make her feel better? Make her feel better. Then that's where she'll go. That's where she'll go. Talking to myself 'cause I don't know what I want. Yeah, I'm here talking to myself like someone's gonna respond. I'm getting tired of myself 'cause I don't know what I want. But I'm not out here on my own. Wondering if it is forever, or is there some place that'll make her feel better? Make her feel better. And that's where she'll go. 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 Talking to myself 'cause I don't know what I want. Yeah, I'm here talking to myself like someone's gonna respond. I'm getting tired of myself 'cause I don't know what I want. But I'm not out here on my own.
Yeah. I want a house in the hills I pay big bills for. I ain't got in pocket. I wanna empty out my wallet. I wanna stop motion, stand still. Wallace and Gromit. I wanna talk more endlessly. I wanna neurotically vomit. I want more dollars from my mama. I want a palace and Prada. I want a Gucci bag where I can store my sorrows and hardships. I wanna gold plate my partners. I want endless tomorrows. I want a lot more than I got right now. That's the problem. You could give me every little thing I'd ever want, but I'd never have enough till the day I had it all. Yeah, you can give me every little thing I ever want, but I'd never have enough till the day I had it all.
Oh, I see what you want, baby, but it might be just a little more than I can give you.
Second thought, I want $1 for everyone, not just for my mama. I wanna hit the ball out on random pedestrians. I want my questions to be answered till my brain bored and questionless. I want more self-assurance. I don't ever want to second guess. I want someone to shut the fuck up. Lest he trying to tell me yes again. I want so many best friends that I can't tell what friendship is. I want the diamonds, gold, and glitter. I want fast cars I'll never whip. I want it all till I'm empty in my castle of everything.
Oh, I see what you want, baby, but it might be
Yeah.
just a little more than I I can give you.
I want a cushy job that pay big bills and cheap thrills. Wanna mob out with my homies like Timmy, Tommy, and Dill. I'm not trying to be famous, okay, maybe a lil. Since I'm a rapper, I should buy me some grills and gold frills that I can sleep on while I contemplate pills and peep on, hold still. Might sedate you, just a fire at will. I got an appetite for hardship, big fish meets krill. Don't sleep, don't spill, I ain't got my fill. I want the beauty queen to make me show my pearly whites. The type of movie scene that make you count your blessings twice. It's not the only thing that's on my list, I checked it twice and sent it off to Santa's elves like I've been playing nice.
I see what you want. Oh, I see what you want. Oh, I see what you want.
You broke my heart a million times. Can't count the times I made you cry. Oh, we're such a mess now, and we're burning out. I get so sad at the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. You're still perfect as the day goes by. Even the worst ones hate, they make me smile. I stop the world if it would give us time, yeah, to work things out, to work things out, to work things out, to work things out, yeah, yeah, to work things out, to work things out. Oh, yeah, to work things out, to work things out. Can we be honest? You're my comfort zone. Whatever I say, don't let me go. I know you're angry, babe, and I am cold. I get so sad at the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. You're still perfect as the day goes by. Even the worst ones hate, they make me smile. I stop the world if it would give us time, yeah, to work things out, to
Mic
work
check.
things out.
Mic check,
To
1,
work
2.
things out, to work things out, yeah, yeah, to work things out, to work things out.
What's up, y'all?
Oh, yeah, to work things out,
Everybody's here today. What up, Steven?
to work things out, to
Leticia.
work things out,
How you doing, love?
to work things out,
D-Lid is in the house.
to work
Brittany B is here. Love you, Brittany. Kimberly Castillo.
to work things out.
You guys ready to read some stuff? Kai's in the house. What up, Eric? Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you're at. Everybody type salute in the chat, please. Let's do the housekeeping. Everybody, I need to come over. Hey, Heather. Oh, Heather already did it. Heather type salute in the chat. The system is recognized. Heather. Sunshine Films. What's up, Sunshine? Are you a fellow filmmaker? You know I'm a film producer. You can always check my resume, check my filmography on IMDb. I don't really make them anymore. But you know, once a filmmaker, always a filmmaker. You know, that's what they say. We're getting ready to get reading. Getting ready to get to reading, y'all. We are reading The Richest Man in Babylon. Does everybody have a copy of the book? I need you to go get a copy of the book. The link is in the description of this video. You'll take you straight over to Amazon to get the right version. This book is $4.95. This is a live book club where we read live, chapter by chapter. We read every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, typically at 10 o'clock, but I had a late start this morning, so we're firing it up around 11:30. You know, I'm black. I'm black, y'all. Can you tell? I'm a black man. I am what people used to call a colored man. And colored people operate on colored people time. We have our own time, y'all. I operate on CP time is what we call it. So even though we were supposed to start at 10 o'clock, we are firing it up at 11:30. CP time is determined by the colored person in charge, and that's me. We're getting ready to knock out another chapter, The 5 Laws of Gold. We are reading The Richest Man in Babylon. This channel here, we talk about two ships, relationships and entrepreneurship. Right now, we are talking about entrepreneurship, basically money. Every month, we read a whole different book. Last month, we read a relationship book. It was called Hold On To Your Nuts. Non-negotiable, unalterable terms. The relationship manual for men. The month before that, we read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It was a money book, teach you how to handle your money. This month, we're reading The Richest Man in Babylon, another money book. Next month, we'll be reading a relationship book. It's going to be a relationship book that women are going to want to listen to because I'm speaking directly to the women next month. I'm speaking directly to the women next month. You guys are going to love that one. But right now, we're going to knock out this reading today. I want you guys to put in your headphones. Put on your headphones and put in your earbuds. Turn the volumes up. Hey, Alicia Cartel is here. Alicia Howard is here. I like it when I see all my favorite friends. Everybody type salute in the chat. You see how Alicia just typed salute in the chat and the system said, Alicia, we got you. Your president accounted for. We got you covered. Everybody just come type the word salute in the chat. That's all you got to do. If you don't want to get involved in the chat, that's okay. But I do want to give away some stuff at the end of the show and maybe you'll win. It's automatic. The system does it randomly. So I appreciate you guys being here. Hey, M. Mills. Hey, M. Mills. Let's get ready to read, you guys. We are reading The 5 Laws of Gold. What are the 5 laws of gold? I don't know. You know why? It's because I read these books along with you. I don't read them prior to reading them to you. The only book that I read in advance was Think and Grow Rich. I did read Think and Grow Rich. Excuse me. I did read the book Think and Grow Rich. And that was our very first book that we read last year. After that, all the books that I'm reading, I haven't read. I'm reading them along with you. So I do not know what I'm going to discover here in this chapter, The 5 Laws of Gold. But we're going to discover it together. So I want you to put your headphones on, put your earbuds in, turn the volumes up. If you have a physical copy of the book, please grab it. Grab a pen and a highlighter so you can highlight the important parts. And if you don't have a physical copy of the book, I know you're going to order it. It's only $5. It's $4.95. If you have Prime, the shipping is free. So it's a total of $4.95. And then if you don't have Prime, I think the shipping is like $3. So you're looking at about $8 out of pocket to get this book. You know, it's going to cost you about $8, you guys. Get a copy so you can put it in your library. All right. If you don't have that right now, it's okay because I'm going to read to you. I know test 1, 2. Audio looks good. The levels are looking good. So I know the audio sounds good. One thing we don't skimp on over here, and this is what your super chats and stuff goes to. One thing we don't skip over here is production quality. I know my audio sounds good. That's important to you listeners. You want to hear somebody that's going to be on YouTube. If they're going to talk, make sure they sound clear. And that's what I'm doing for you guys. Appreciate you guys. Is Sir Hale here? Brittany, where's Sir Hale? Sir Hale Speaks is in the house, y'all. My man, Sir Hale. Appreciate you being here, bro. We getting ready to get started. Sir Hale, tap in. I don't know what you're doing, man. Are you driving? Are you at work? You chilling? You relaxing? Whatever you're doing, Sir Hale, just turn the volume up. We're getting ready to read The 5 Laws of Gold, a chapter in the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. This book was originally published in 1926, ladies and gentlemen. Originally published in 1926. Speaking of the once covered up by sand and dirt city of Babylon. The parables that we are reading in this book are 4,000 to 8,000 years old, and they all resonate with how we move today when it comes to money. All right? So, Without further ado, I appreciate everybody being here. We're going to jump right into this, and I'm going to release you guys to have a fantastic weekend. The 5 laws of gold. Should get some water. You know, I forgot my BCAAs at the house today. I'm so upset about that, but that's okay. Here we go. A bag heavy with gold, or a clay tablet carved with words of wisdom. If thou hadst thy choice, which wouldst thou choose? Would you want a heavy bag with gold, or a clay tablet carved with words of wisdom? Which one would you want? Would you want the wisdom? Would you want the wisdom, or would you want a bag of money? I wonder what you guys would want. Would you want wisdom, or would you want a bag of money? By the flickering light from the fire of desert shrubs, the suntanned faces of the listeners gleamed with interest. The gold, chorused the 27. Old Calibab smiled knowingly. Hark, he resumed, raising his hand. Hear the wild dogs out there in the night, the howl and wail because they are lean with hunger. Yet feed them, and what do they do? What do they? They fight and strut, then fight and strut some more, giving no thought to the morrow that will surely come. They don't think about tomorrow. You could feed them today because they're hungry today. The dogs outside that are howling and are hurting because they're hungry and starving, if you feed them, they'll fight and eat today without thinking about tomorrow. Just so it is with the sons of men. Give them a choice of gold and wisdom. What do they do? What do you guys do? What did you guys pick when I said, would you rather have a bag of money or a book of wisdom? Right? If you broke, you probably said money. Just so it is with the sons of men. Give them a choice of gold and wisdom. What do? They ignore the wisdom and waste the gold. On the morrow, which is tomorrow, they will wail again because they have no more gold. Gold is reserved for those who knows its laws and abide by them. Calibab drew his white robe close about his lean legs, for a cool night wind was blowing. Let's switch over here. Because thou hast served me faithfully upon our long journey, because thou cared well for my camels, because thou toiled uncomplainingly across the hot sands of the desert, because thou fought bravely the robbers that sought to despoil my merchandise, I will tell thee this night the tale of the 5 laws of gold, such a tale as thou never hast heard before. Hark ye with deep attention to the words I speak. Pay attention to what I'm getting ready to tell you. For if you grasp the meaning and heed them, in the days that come, thou shalt have much gold yourself. He paused impressively. Above, in a canopy of blue, the stars shone brightly in the crystal clear skies of Babylonia. Behind the group loomed their faded tents, tightly staked against possible desert storms. Besides the tents were the neatly stacked bales of merchandise covered with skins. Nearby, the camel herd sprawled in the sand, some chewing their cuds contentedly, others snoring in hoarse discord. Somebody blessed this channel just now. Let me go see who. Let me put my finger on the trigger. Somebody just, look at that. Look at God. I told you somebody did not donate to the channel. Somebody blessed this channel, and it was my man, Sir Hale Speaks. Sir Hale came over and blessed the channel with a $50 super chat.
Being number 1 isn't easy.
So look, you see everybody automatically throwing a 1 up to Mr. Sir Hale, who blessed this channel with a $50 super chat, is because they know when anybody of any amount blesses this channel, we throw the 1s up because they're going above and beyond the call of duty. The call of duty is for you guys to be here. The call of duty is for everybody to be here and be listening. Sir Hale went above and beyond the call of duty. He hit us with a super chat. He says, network support. Wait, it's a super chat. Yeah. Network support for the quality, insight, truth, and empowerment that you bring to the lives of so many. Salute, big bro.
Being number 1 isn't easy.
Hoorah.
Hoorah!
I appreciate you, Sir Hale. Being number 1 is not easy, and you are absolutely number 1. Thank you for that $50 super chat. That $50 super chat. Oh, and by the way, for those that don't know, when anybody gives a super chat over here, we pause everything we're doing. We pause everything that we're doing so we could recognize those. And if I get too busy, that's why I have them flash up on the screen. I have no problem flashing them up on the screen. Sir Hale Speaks Pipe Network is now the stream sponsor. And as you can see, his name is flowing across the screen, and we have him immortalized in the notification box right below the book. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Now, here's what I need everybody to do for a quick second. I'm gonna do a 10-second call. Let's do 20 seconds. Everybody, please go follow Sir Hale. Everybody, please go follow Sir Hale. Go to YouTube, minimize this window. Go to search on your YouTube app, because I know you guys are all listening to me on your YouTube app on your iPhone or your Android. Type in Sir Hale Speaks, SIR space HALE space Speaks, SPEAKS. When you see his name pop up, please give him a subscribe. You have unlimited subscriptions, you guys. There's no limit. You're not limited by the amount of people you subscribe to on YouTube. So give him some support like he's over here supporting us. I already subscribed to him, but I need you guys to do that. Everybody, please go subscribe to my man Sir Hale Speaks. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. All right. Thank you, Sir Hale. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Being number one isn't easy.
Being number one is not. See what Thomas Thompson wrote? He threw that one up. Being number one is not easy. All right, let's continue. Thou hast told us many good tales, Calabab. Spoke upon the chief packer. We look to thy wisdom to guide us upon the morrow, when our service with thee shall be at an end. I have but told thee of my adventures in the strange and distant lands, but this night I shall tell thee the wisdom of Arcad, the wise rich man. Much have we heard of him, acknowledged the chief packer, for he was the richest man that ever lived in Babylon. The richest man he was, and that was because he was wise in the ways of gold. Money. So listen, sidebar, whenever I say gold, just think money, you guys, because that's what they traded back then. You know what I'm saying? Silver, gold, and copper. You know, so it was coins. It was like pennies, silver coins, and dollars and shit. So it was copper, silver, and gold. That's what they traded back then. Whenever I say gold, just assume I'm saying money. Maybe I'll even swap it out. All right, here we go. The richest man Arcad was, and that was because he was wise in the ways of money, even as no man had ever been before him. This night shall I tell you of his great wisdom, and as it was told to me by Nomasir, his son, many years ago in Neviah, when he was but a lad. My master and myself had tarried long into the night in the palace of Nomasir. I helped my master bring great bundles of fine rugs, each one to be tried by Nomasir until his choice of colors were satisfied. At last he was well pleased and commanded us to sit with him and to drink a rare vintage, odorous to the nostrils and most warming to my stomach, which was accustomed to such a drink. I bet that was some brandy. They sat down and had some brandy. Boy, it smelled good and it was warm to the tummy. Could have been bourbon, but I'm thinking it was brandy. Then did he tell us this tale of the great wisdom of Arcad, his father, even as I should tell it to you. In Babylon is the custom, as you know, that the sons of wealthy fathers live with their parents in expectation of inheriting the estate. Arcad did not approve of this custom. Therefore, when Nomasir reached man's estate, he sent for the young man and addressed him, "My son, it is my desire that thou succeed to my estate. Thou must, however, first prove that thou art capable of wisely handling my estate. Therefore, I wish that you go out into the world and show your ability both to acquire money and to make yourself respected among men. To start thee well, I will give you two things of which I myself was denied when I started as a poor youth to build up a fortune. First, I will give you a bag of gold, a bag of money. I'm going to put some money in your bank account. If you use it wisely, it will be the basis of your future success. Secondly, I give you this clay tablet upon which is carved the 5 laws of money. If you but interpret them in thy own acts, they shall bring you competence and security. 10 years from this day, 10 years from today, he was talking to his son, by the way. Okay. He's talking to his son. Arkad was talking to his son. 10 years from today, come back to the house and give me an account of yourself. If you prove worthy, I will then make you the heir to my entire estate. Otherwise, I will give it to the priests, that they may barter for my soul the land consideration of the gods. If you don't come back in 10 years showing me that showing me and proving to me that you made it happen, then I'm giving all this shit to the church. I'm donating everything to charity. They can, but if you come back and you do good by this small little bit of money I'm giving you and these 5 laws of gold, this 5 laws of money, you can have my entire estate. So Nomasir, who was Arkad's son, went forth to make his own way, taking his bag of gold and the clay tablet carefully wrapped in silken cloth, his slave and the horses upon which they rode. Then the 10 years passed, and Nomasir, as he agreed, returned to the house of his father, who provided a great feast in his honor, to which he invited many friends and relatives. It was a party, y'all. After the feast was over, the father and mother had mounted their throne like seats at one side of the great hall, and Nomasir stood before them to give them an account of himself, as he had promised his father. He went to his pops 10 years later. His mama and daddy sat up on the throne. He said, look, let me tell you what I've been doing for the last 10 years. Mom, listen, you're going to be proud of your son. Dad, listen up. I know I took your challenge, Dad. Thank you for that little money you gave me. Thank you for that tablet of the 5 laws of gold of how to handle money. I'm back to give you my report card. Let me tell you what I did in the last 10 years, how I got down. It was evening. The room was hazy with smoke from the wicks of oil lamps that but dimly lighted it. Slaves in white woven jackets and tunics fanned the humid air rhythmically with long stem palm leaves. A stately dignity colored the scene. The wife of Nomasir, he came back with a wife and 2 sons. The wife and his 2 sons, with friends and other family members, sat upon rugs right beside him, eager listeners. My father, he began to deferentially say, I bow before thy wisdom. 10 years ago, when I stood at the gates of manhood, thou bade me go forth and become a man among men, instead of remaining a vassal to thy fortune. You put me out there to go make it happen. You sent me to go get the bag. You didn't have me just sit up here and live up under your household. You sent me to go get the bag, and you gave me the game before I left. Thou gave me liberally of thy gold. Thou gave me liberally of thy wisdom. Of the gold, alas, I must admit, of a disastrous handling, I fucked up the bag, Dad. It fled, indeed, from my inexperienced hands, even as a wild hare flees at the first opportunity from youth who captured it. The father smiled diligently. Continue, my son. Thy tale interests me in all its details. Tell me what happened, man. Well, how'd you lose the money? What happened with the money I gave you, bruh? Look, Dad, I decided to go to Nivea. It was a growing city, man. It's like Vegas, Dad. Believing that I might find their opportunities, I joined a caravan and among its members made numerous friends, right? Two well-spoken men who had a most beautiful white horse as fleet as the wind were among these. As we journeyed, Dad, they told me in confidence that in Nevaeh was a wealthy man who owned a horse so swift that it had never been beaten in a race. Its owner believed that no horse living could run with greater speed than this horse. So therefore, would he wager any sum, however large, that his horse could not outspeed any horse in Babylonia? Compared to their horse, so my friend said, it was but a lumbering ass that can be beaten with ease, man. My boys told me this horse was slow, but he thought this horse was fast. They offered as a great favor to permit me to join them in a wager, right? They wanted me to get in on this bet. I was quite carried away with the plan, Dad. Our horse, though, Dad. I mean, my guys told me our horse was fast, Pop. The dude said his horse is the fastest ever, but my man said our horse was faster. Dad, our horse was badly beaten, and I lost much of my gold that you had gave me. The father laughed. Later, Dad, I discovered that this was a deceitful plan. I found out that these niggas, they suckered me. These men and they're constantly journeyed with their caravans seeking victims like me. You see, the man in Nevaeh was their partner and shared with them the bets that he won. This shrewd deceit taught me my first lesson in looking out for myself, Dad. I got fucking hoodwinked. This dude was working with him, Pop, making it seem like our horses is all fast and that his horse was slow. Man, this nigga was lying, Dad. He was working with them the whole time. I was soon to learn another equally bitter. In the caravan, Dad, was another young man with whom I became quite friendly. We became cool. He was the son of wealthy parents and, like myself, journeying to Nevaeh to find a suitable location. Not long after our arrival, he told me that a merchant had died and his shop with its rich merchandise and patronage could be secured at a paltry price. Saying that we would be equal partners, but first he must return to Babylon to secure his gold. Remember, Dad, he told me that his mom and dad came from money. He told me that they were kind of rich, Pop, right? And he said there's this shop, but the owner died, but he left all his shit in the shop and we could get the whole shop and everything in it for a cheap price. He just had to run back home to get his money from his parents. That's all he had to do. He prevailed upon me to purchase the stock with my gold. He told me to buy the shop with all my money because he had to go get his money. He didn't have it on him, Dad. It was back at the house. Agreeing that this would be later used to carry on our venture. What up, Drock? Good to have you here, bro. What up, Sheed? Good to have you. Salute. So he long delayed the trip, Dad. He didn't go. He was supposed to go back home to Babylon to get his money, but he long delayed his trip to Babylon, proving in the meantime to be an unwise buyer and a foolish spender. Dad, I was fed up, man. I put the motherfucker out. I put him out, Dad. Not before the business had deteriorated to where we had only unsellable goods and no gold to buy other goods. Man, I sacrificed what was left to an Israelite for a pitiful sum. I sold the last bit of shit we had, Dad. The business folded. He never went to get his money. He lied to me, man. Soon there followed, I tell you, my dad, my father, bitter days. I lost my money on this horse bet. I lost my money trying to buy into this clothing shop downtown. It was all, the dude, everybody was hustling me, Dad. I sought employment, man. I needed to get a job. So I sought employment and I found it not. I didn't find no job. For I was without trade or training that would enable me to earn. I had to sell my horses. I had to sell my slave. I had to sell the extra clothes that I had, that I might even have food and a place to sleep. But each day, Grim was crouched closer. It got worse each day after I sold all my shit, Pop. But in those bitter days, I remembered the confidence in me, Dad. The confidence in me. Thou hast sent me forth to become a man, and this was I was determined to accomplish. The mother buried her face and wept softly. At this time, I bethought me of the tablet that you gave me, upon which had carved the 5 laws of money. Thereupon I most read carefully thy words of wisdom, and realized that I had but sought wisdom first. If I had sought wisdom first, Dad, instead of me placing bets on these fucking horses and me spending money on this boutique store that we tried to do, if I would have sought the wisdom first, like a lot of you guys are doing right now, listening to me on YouTube, my gold would not have been lost to me. I learned by heart each law. I memorized each law and determined that when once more the goddess of good fortune smiled upon me, Dad, I would be guided by the wisdom of age and not by the inexperience of youth. For the benefit of you who are seated here this night, he's talking to everybody at the party now, right? I will read to you the wisdom that my father up here on the throne, Arcad, engraved upon the clay tablet which he gave me 10 years ago. And now I'm about to read it to you guys. What up, IKTT? What's up? Good to have you here. Thank you, Lakeisha. Lakeisha is such a great moderator. God damn, how did I get so lucky? She's better than everybody else's moderator. I'm sorry, she's number 1. Let's continue. The 5 laws of gold. Everybody, you guys ready to hear this? Listen, what I'm getting ready to read to you, I want you to consider your paycheck today. Today is payday for a lot of you. I want you to consider your savings account. I want you to consider the money that you have put away in the bank right now. I don't care how much it is. I don't care if it's only $43.62, or if it's $4,300, or if it's $43,000. I don't care. I don't care if it's $43, if it's $4,300, or if it's $43,000. Listen up. This is about the laws of money. 1, gold cometh gladly and in increasingly quantity to any person who will put by not less than 1/10 of his earnings to create an estate for his future and that of his family. Money comes to anybody who puts away 1/10 of the money you make. We talked about this in nausea over the last few reads. Number 1, put your fucking money away at no less than 10%. If you made $1,000, you only made $900. Put $100 away. People, please. If you made $100, you only made $90. Put $10 away. Please. I don't care if you stick it in the sock and put it in your underwear drawer. I don't care if you give it to your granny. I don't care if you put it in the Bible and put it back on the shelf or on the book stand in your house. I don't care if you open up a savings account and transfer it over using your online banking app. I don't care if you open up an extra Cash App account or another PayPal account and send it over there. Whatever you do, put 10% away of every single penny you make, no matter how you make it. Whether it's your job, whether it was a blessing, whether it was found on the street accidentally. Put 10% of everything you make. If it's $5, put 50 cents away. All right? If you made $5, put 50 cents away. All right? Number 2, gold laboreth diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of the field. Money will make you more money for the wise owner. Money will make you more money for the wise owner who puts money to work diligently. You got to find something to invest in that will make you more money. I hope that makes sense. Your money is your slave, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's a harsh term to use. It's kind of harsh every time it comes out my mouth. But here, listen to me here. Your money is your slave to do as you will. If you have your slaves just sitting around staring at you, then what good is it? If it's just sitting there looking at you in the bank account. Every day you wake up and you check your bank account statement and you log onto your online banking and you look at your balance and you say, and you smile. And you just smile because you see a number and it's just looking at you. But it's not working for you. Your money needs to work for you. Number 3, gold clingeth to the protection of the cautious owner who invested under the advice of men wise in its handling. Basically, money, you won't lose any money if you are cautious with it and you only hire people who know, and only hire and listen to people who know about money. Don't hire a carpenter to go trade cryptocurrency for you. A carpenter knows how to build a house. You might not want to call your local plumber and get cryptocurrency advice from him. You might not want to. I'm just saying. I get it. They may be smart. But if they are broke themselves, you damn sure don't want to do it. And if they ask them, how do you plumb a toilet? Ask them that. Ask them, how do you make that slow water in your house go a little faster? Ask them, is it easy to repipe a house from galvanized steel to copper? Ask them, should you get a compression fitting for an angle stop under the sink? Ask them those questions. They know the answers to those, but you might not want to ask them money questions. Go to money people if you want to know money answers. All right. Number 4. Gold slippeth away from the man or woman who invested in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar with, or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep. Basically, that's a runoff of number 3. You'll lose your money if you invested in shit that you don't know what you're doing. You invested in people who don't know what they're doing. Hey, man, you want to make a quick, easy $1,000? Look, just give me 200 and I'm going to flip it for you. I got this thing we put all our money in, and then we jump on this conference call. It's a Zoom call now. So I need you to jump on our 5:00 Zoom call. We have it every Thursday and Tuesday. And I want you to come on. I'm your representative. You're going to be up under me. You know what I'm saying? When they ask you who you with, you're going to say my name and then use code 224. And then you're going to be in. Just all you got to do is Zelle your send a $200 Zelle payment over to this phone number right here. And then and then next Friday, you're going to have $1,000. Trust me. Well, how am I gonna make the 1,000? Nah, see, what we do is we sell flat tummy tea, and we got flat tummy tea, and we got the gummy bear that makes your hair grow. But we got a whole market in Bangladesh, in India, and they be buying that shit out, man. Trust me, bro. Just give me your 200. I'm gonna turn it into 1,000 by next Friday. Oh, yeah. Okay. I didn't heard it all, y'all. I didn't heard it. You can't. I've heard it all. I've advised people against all of it. I've watched people lose so much money doing that shit. It sounds so good. The pictures sound so good. They don't come to me though. They don't come to me. Not out here in Los Angeles. Niggas know not to come to me. Don't go to Shannon with that shit. Just skip Shannon. Go just skirt on around him. He know. Yeah, don't bother with Shannon. He's different. And number 5, gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings, or who followeth the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers, or who trusted in his own experience and romantic desires in investment. I think I just kind of spoke on that. Did I just not speak on that one? You lose money when you force it to impossible earnings, when it's get rich quick schemes, alluring advice, and tricksters and schemers who trusted in his own experience. This book was written in 1926, you guys. Back then, it was magical potions. Remember the man came along with a donkey and a little carriage, and he had this magic potion to sell everybody to make them feel better or some shit. It was like this magical elixir. Buy my magical elixir. All it was sugar water, right? Motherfucker went down to the creek and filled up these little glass fucking vials, poured a little sugar in it, and told everybody, drink this and you'll be healthy. It's magical. I think I just spoke on this. These are the 5 laws of gold as written by my father. I do proclaim them as of greater value than gold itself, as I will show by the continuance of my tale. He again faced his fathers. Now, remember, he was talking to the people that's in the audience. Now he turned around back to mom and dad who's sitting up on the throne. He again faced his father. I have told thee of the depth of poverty and despair to which my inexperience brought me. However, there is no chain of disasters that will come to an end. Mine came when I secured employment managing a crew of slaves working upon the new outer wall of the city. Profiting from my knowledge of the first law of gold was putting 10% away, right? Put 10% of your money away, guys. Profiting from my knowledge of the first law of gold, I saved a copper from my first earnings, added it to every opportunity until I had a piece of silver. It was a slow procedure, Dad, for one must live. You got to go through it, you guys. There's no such thing as get rich quick. You got to go through the pain of letting it grow. I did spend grudgingly, I admit, because I was determined to earn back before the 10 years were over as much gold as you, my father, had given me. One day, the slave master, with whom I had become quite friendly, said to me, thou art a thrifty youth who spends not wantonly what he earns. Hast thou gold put by that is not earning? Yes, I replied. It is my greatest desire to accumulate gold to replace that which my father gave me and which I have lost. 'Tis a worthy ambition. I will grant. And do you know that the gold which you have saved can work for you and earn much more gold? Alas, my experience has been bitter, for my father's gold has fled from me, and I'm in much fear lest my own do the same. I lost the money before. He's talking to a slave master who he's cool with, right? He's like, man, I know my money can work for me, because the slave master is basically asking him, bro, do you know that gold that you saved, it could work for you. He's like, look, bro, the money, I already lost the money one time, man. I'm kind of nervous on this little money I got right now. He said, listen, the slave master said to him, if thou hast confidence in me, I will give thee a lesson. I'm going to give you a lesson in profitable handling of gold, he replied. Within a year, the outer wall will be complete and ready for the great gates of bronze that will be built at each entrance to protect the city from the king's enemies. In all Nevia, there is not enough metal. There's not enough metal here in the city, bro, to make these gates, and the king has not thought to provide it here. Here's my plan. This is the slave master talking to Nevia as he was working on, as he was basically he was an overseer of the slaves, right? Here's my plan. A group of us will pool our gold and send a caravan to the mines of copper and tin, which are far away. They're distant, bro. And we'll bring the metal for the gates. Everybody, we got to pause because we have a super first gen corporate. Everybody throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
Everybody throw your ones up. We give ones to everybody that blesses the channel with a super chat. My man, First Gen Corporate says, the price is right. Go buy this book, everybody. Look, First Gen Corporate just gave a super chat that's more than this book costs. First Gen Corporate just blessed my channel with $4.98. This book costs $4.95. $4. He exceeded the price of this book by 3 pennies. This book is only $5. If you guys are not building your library, and to speak to what First Gen Corporate is talking about, if you're not building your library to make sure that you have these books at the ready, as we call it in the military, have these books and this knowledge at the ready, then are you seriously interested in being rich? I have a library already in my house. I have one in both my houses. Do you have a library? If you don't have the library, do you have the books to go in it? Start there. Appreciate you, First Gen. Everybody throw your ones up to my
Being
man
number one isn't easy.
for blessing the channel. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. First Gen Corporate is always covering me and always taking care of me. Daryl's in the house. My guy, Daryl. Daryl Long is in the house. Drock is in the house. Man, all my favorite folks. She's still here. Appreciate you guys. Let's continue to read. This is good shit, right? This is good shit. Right, now remember, this is Arcad's son. This is Arcad's son. All the phones want to ring now. How do you put all this stuff on? Do not disturb. He lost all the money that his dad gave him, but he kept the tablet, right? And so now he's working as a slave. Now he's wrangling the slave. So he's kind of like an overseer, but he's talking to the slave master, and the slave master was like, "Yo, man, look, you're following the laws that your father gave you now, which is to put 10% of your money away. I know you guys think that your money don't cover the bills. Do it anyway. You're gonna be okay. Listen." If you made $45, put $4.50 away. And that's what he was doing. So he was putting his money away, and then he's talking to his slave master, because they're cool. And he's like, "Look, man, we got a plan. When we finish building this motherfucking gate, they got to put copper on these gates, right? Because, that's how we're going to protect the walls from our enemies. But we don't have enough metal here in the city. So once we finish building the foundation and the infrastructure of this wall, we got to cover it with copper, but there ain't enough copper right here in the city. We got to go get it." So he said a group of us will pool our gold and Snuggles. Hey, Snuggles. Snuggles always be saying, "Drop the link." Where my mouse at? There it is. Everybody, real quick, before I continue, throw your ones up to Snuggles.
Being number one isn't easy.
Thank you, Snuggles, for the $2 super chat. She blessed the channel with money that she did not have to pay. Remember, you guys, you don't have to give me nothing. You're doing that out the kindness of your heart. And that's why I do the being number one isn't easy, because you guys are going above and beyond. Thank you, Snuggles, for that $2 blessing that you just gave me. I appreciate you. The link is in the chat, everybody. She said, "Drop the link." The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat, or Lakeisha is gonna post it for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Snuggles. I sent Bernard a DM to send me that soundbite that he has for you, Snuggles. I want it over here on my I want it over here on my soundboard, Snuggles. In addition to that, everybody, real quick, Snuggles just became a member of the show. Soldiers, salute.
Sir, yes, sir.
No, I'm sorry, wrong one. Soldiers, salute.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody, salute.
Yes, ma'am.
Snuggles, salute.
Yes, ma'am.
We appreciate you, Snuggles, for joining the Army, the SR Army, not the U.S. Army, the SR Army, where we take lives to the next level. Snuggles just unlocked a lot of different content that the regular public can't get. She unlocked BBM and BBW, Be a Better Man, Be a Better Woman. She unlocked Movie of the Week. She could watch the movies with us every Sunday night. She unlocked Mission Possible podcast. She unlocked Raw Wisdom. She unlocked the history of all the war rooms. Snuggles got all access to all of that stuff. Everybody, the general public, you guys can't watch it. I'm sorry. That's only for the members of the channel. Snuggles got now that she got the entire playlist of all the MP3 songs that we have that I play on all my shows. Snuggles got that now. All she got to do is email me and I'll send her the link, and she can have all the music that I play on my shows. Appreciate you, Snuggles, for joining the crew, joining the Army. I call it the group. I try to call it the group, then I try to call it the crew. Got mixed up. Thanks for joining the Army, Snuggles. I appreciate you. All right, guys, let's get back to it. There's not enough copper in the city. So he said, a group of us will pool our gold and send a caravan to the mines of copper and tin, which are distant, they're far away, and bring to Nevaeh the metal for the gates. When the king says, make the great gates, we can supply the metal and a rich price he will pay. The king is going to pay us for the metal that he don't have right now. If the king will not buy it from us, we will still yet have the metal which we can be sold at a fair price. So the king don't have the metal. He's not thinking ahead because we're going to be done with this wall in a year. If we got the copper that he's going to need, he's going to buy it from us. And you know the king got bread, so he's going to pay us nice. And if he don't buy it from us, he wants to do something else or whatever, that's cool too. We still got copper that we can sell. Everybody throw your ones up.
Being number one isn't easy.
Everybody throw your ones up to First Gen Corporate. He says, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. We have to be all life learners. To keep up this society, it's going to be a challenge to pass me by. I heard that. Let me throw that shit up on the screen. I usually don't throw them up on the screen if they're $20 or less, but that's a bar. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. We have to all be life learners to keep up this society. It's going to be a challenge to pass me by. That sounds like a leader to me. Look, we all got to do the work. All of us got to do the work, but don't try to pass me. It's going to be hard. You're going to be hard pressed to pass First Gen Corporate. Shout out to you, bro. Hoo-ah! Everybody throw your ones up. Thank you for that $5 super chat, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Being number one isn't easy.
I appreciate you. In his offer, now back to the story. Well, in his offer, this is my slave master talking to me. In his offer, I recognize an opportunity to abide by the third law and invest my savings under the guidance of wise men. Nor was I disappointed, Dad. Our pool was a success, and my small store of gold was greatly increased by this transaction. In due time, I was accepted as a member of the same group in other ventures. Does that sound like anything? Does that not sound like point number 3 on the high value man 6 points? You got to be accepted to the group, you guys. You have to be accepted to the group. First, you have to be useful to the group. Then you have to be accepted by the group. In due time, I was accepted as a member of the same group in other ventures. They were men wise in the profitable handling of gold. They talked over each plan presented with great care before entering upon it. Before they made an investment, man, they talked about everything, how they can lose it, how fast they'll lose it, how fast they'll make it back, how much they need it, what was the return on investment, the length of time. They mulled over everything before they actually invested in it, and every time they were winning. They would take no chance on losing their principal or tying it up in an unprofitable investment from which their gold could not be recovered. Such foolish things as horse races and the partnership in which I entered into, like when I tried to buy that shop from the man that died, would have scant consideration with them. They wouldn't even thought about that shit, Dad. They would, what do you want to buy a store? Get out of here with that, man. We don't even want to talk about that. That's not even up for discussion amongst these men. They would have immediately pointed out their weaknesses. Through my association with these men, I want to highlight that. Thomas, Drock, Daryl, Stephen. Through my association with these men. What is your sidebar, you guys, real quick? What is your association with the men in your areas? Who do you hang around, ladies and gentlemen? Who do you hang around, ladies and gentlemen? Through your association with the people you hang around, what are they talking about? What's the discussion? You know, I tell people all the time, I tell men, you can learn a lot about a woman by what entertains her. You can learn a lot about a woman by what entertains her, because your success or failure in life largely depends upon the woman you select. If you're picking a chick that ain't talking about shit, what do you think you're going to get out of that in the long term? Fellas, through my association with these men, I learned to safely invest gold to bring profitable returns. What does your crew look like? Are you the smartest man in your crew? Then you need a new crew. Who do you go and toss a couple beers back with at the bar every once in a while? Who are you balling with on the court? And then after y'all finish balling, you sit down, catch your breath, slam back some Gatorades, and you guys just start shooting the shit about life and money. Do y'all just talk about fucking bitches and driving cars? The fuck are you talking? What are you discussing with your friends, gentlemen? What's the topic of discussion with the people you hang with? Now, if you like me, the people I hang with, we don't generally take pictures. We don't generally have public discussions. We talk about money, investments. We talk about, if we're talking about jewelry and gold, we talk about things that appreciate in value. We talk about real estate. We talk about money, making money. Talking about getting some pussy, yeah, that was like 25 years ago, and I should have been talking about it then. Talking about things like partying and getting a Gucci belt, yeah, that's what I talked about 30 years ago, and I shouldn't have been talking about it then. Change the discussion topics in the groups that you're having, and if the people can't keep up, find a new group. Let's continue. Through my association with these men, I learned to safely invest gold to bring profitable returns. As the years went on, my treasure increased more and more rapidly. I not only made back as much as I lost, but much more. Through my misfortunes, my trials, and my success, I have tested time and again the wisdom of the 5 laws of gold or money that my father and have proven them true in every test. To him who was without knowledge, let's get over here, of the 5 laws of gold cometh not often and goeth away quickly, but to him who abides by the 5 laws, who listens to these rules, gold comes and works as dutifully as a dutiful slave. Noma Seer stopped talking and motioned to a slave in the back of the room. Told him to come up, hey. The slave brought forward, one at a time, 3 heavy bags of leather, made of leather. One of these Noma Seer took and placed upon the floor before his father, addressing him again. Thou did give me a bag of gold, Babylon gold. Behold, in its place, I do return to thee a bag of Nevia gold of equal weight and equal exchange, as we will all agree. Dad, you loaned me that money. Here's your money back. Appreciate the loan, Dad. I lost it. I fucked it up. I made it back listening to your wisdom, not just the gold that you gave me, but I paid attention to the wisdom. Here's your money back, Pop. Thou then you gave me a clay tablet inscribed with wisdom. Behold, in its stead, I do return 2 bags of gold. So saying, he took from the slave the other 2 bags and likewise placed them upon the floor before his dad. Boom, boom. This I do to prove to thee, my father, of how much greater value I consider your wisdom than the gold that you gave me originally. Yet who can measure in bags of gold the value of wisdom? Without wisdom, not knowledge, you guys, not knowledge. Youngsters got knowledge. We're talking about wisdom here. Without wisdom, gold is quickly lost by those who have it. But with wisdom, gold can be secured by those who have it not, as these 3 bags of gold do prove. It does indeed give me the deepest satisfaction, my father, to stand before thee and say that because of your wisdom, I have been able to become rich and respected before men. The father placed his hand fondly upon the head of Noma Seer, his son. Thou hast learned well thy lessons, and I am indeed fortunate to have a son to whom I may entrust my wealth. Caleb ceased his tale and looked critically at his listeners. He turned around and looked at everybody in the party. What means this to thee, this tale of Noma Seer? Who amongst thee can go to their dad or to the father of their wife and give an account of wise handlings of their earnings? What would these venerable men think of you to say, I have traveled much and learned much and labored much and earned much, yet alas, of gold I have little. Some spent wisely, some spent foolishly, and much I lost in unwise ways. Dost still think it but an inconsistency of fate that some men have much gold and others have not? Then you're wrong. Men have much gold when they know the 5 laws of gold. Men got money when they know the laws of money and abide by that law thereby. Because I have learned these 5 laws in my youth and abide by them, I have become a wealthy merchant. Not by some strange magic did I accumulate my wealth. Wealth that cometh quickly goeth the same way. Wealth that stay with you, on the other hand, to give employment and satisfaction to its owner, comes gradually, because it is a child born of knowledge and persistent purpose. To earn wealth is but slight burden upon a thoughtful man. Bearing the burden consistently from year to year accomplishes this final purpose. The 5 laws of gold offer to thee a rich reward for their observance. Each of these 5 laws is rich with meaning, unless thou overlook this in the briefness of my tale. I will now repeat them. I do know them each by heart, because in my youth I could see their value and would not be content until I knew them word for word. So, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube that's listening to Shan right now, and anybody that's playing the replay, here are the laws of gold that was inscribed on these tablets. Money come gladly and increasingly quantity to any man who put not less than 1/10 away of his earnings to create an estate for his future and that of his family. Any man or woman who will put 1/10 of their income, their paycheck, consistently and invest it wisely will surely create a valuable estate that will provide an income for him or her in the future, and future guarantees safety for her family or his family in case the gods call them into the world of darkness, in case you die. This law always saith that gold cometh gladly to such a man. I can truly certify this in my own life. The more gold I accumulate, the more readily it comes to me and increases in increased quantities. The gold which I save earns more money for me, even as yours will, and its earnings earn more. The gold makes babies, and the babies are slaves, and the babies make babies, and them babies are slaves, and them babies and all these baby money slaves work for you. It's the working out of the first law. The second law of money, ladies and gentlemen, listen up. Gold laboreth diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of the field. Gold indeed, money, you guys, indeed is a willing worker. Money, listen, this is a slave that's happy to be a slave. Money is a slave that you own that is happy to work for you guys if you put it to work. Don't just put it in the bank and stare at the bank account and say, oh, good, look at that. I got some money this month. And then log off the goddamn online banking app and then go on about your day. That money's sitting there like, damn, man, what, can I do something? Like I'm just sitting here. I'm just sitting here bored. The fuck? Gold indeed is a willing worker. It is ever eager to multiply when opportunity presents itself. To every person who has a store of money in a savings account or in some form of fashion set by, opportunity comes for its most profitable use. As the years pass, it multiplies itself in surprising fashion. The third law of gold. Gold clingeth to the protection of the cautious owner who invested under the advice of men wise in its handling. Money, indeed, clingeth to the cautious owner, even as it flees the careless owner. The person who seeks the advice of people wise in handling gold soon learn not to jeopardize his treasure, but to preserve in safety and to enjoy in contentment its consistent increase. The fourth law of gold. Gold slippeth away from the man who invested in business or purposes which he is not familiar or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep. Listen, to the people that have money, yet you're not skilled in handling money, many uses for it might appear profitable to you. Too often, these are fraught with dangers of loss, and if properly analyzed by wise people, show small possibility of profit. Therefore, the inexperienced owner of money who trusts to their own judgment and invested in businesses or purposes which they are not familiar with, too often finds their judgment imperfect and pays with treasure for their inexperience. Wise, indeed, is he who invests his treasure under the advice of skilled people in the ways of gold. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. It's basically, you got some money. Don't sit up, raise your chest, perk your lips, and act like you know what the fuck you're doing because you came across some money. You don't know what you're doing. And if you think you do, if you're suddenly an expert because you watched a few YouTube videos and read a few articles on something, and now you suddenly an expert. Okay. A fool and his money soon part ways. Make sure you're talking to people who know what they're doing. All right. The fifth law of gold. Money flees the person who would force it to impossible earnings, or who followeth the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers, or who trust their money to their own inexperience and romantic desires in investment. Fanciful propositions that thrill like adventure tales always come to the new owner of gold. Suddenly, whenever you get money, all these motherfuckers opportunities pop up, don't they? Suddenly, when you get money, everybody come out the woodworks. It's like, goddamn, like roaches. It's like, where y'all come from? Like, suddenly everybody got this deal they want you to get in on. These appear to endow his treasure with magical powers that will enable it to make impossible earnings. Oh man, put in $100, bro. I'm gonna get you back 2,000. Just put up 100. You're gonna get back your 2,000. Right. Yet heed ye the wise men, for verily they know the risks that lurk behind every plan to make great wealth suddenly. I told you guys the story of my friend with that binary trading. I know about trading. Been doing it for years. So when somebody told me about it, I was like, what? And then I tested them. We did a few things and they realized they just lost $2,000. Should have came to me first. You knew better. You just didn't do better. Forget not the rich man. Don't forget the rich people of Nevaeh who would take no chance of losing their money or tying it up for unprofitable investments. This ends my tale of the 5 laws of gold. In telling it to thee, I have told thee the secrets of my own success. Yet they are not secrets, but truths, which every person must learn and then follow who wishes to step out of the multitude that, like you wild dogs, must worry each day for food to eat. Tomorrow we enter Babylon. Look, see that fire that burns eternal above the temple of Bel? We are already in sight of the golden city. Tomorrow each of you shall have gold. The gold thou hast so well earned by thy faithful services. 10 years from tonight, though, Look, tomorrow is payday. I'm paying everybody their money tomorrow because you guys been good to me. You helped me get through this desert, right? We've been pushing through this motherfucker. You done fought them dudes that tried to rob me, right? Y'all set up the perimeter. You did security. You've been good slaves. You've been good people to me, man. And we made it, bro. Look over the horizon, man. You see that fire that's burning right there? That's the Temple of Hell. Temple of Hell, right? Some shit like that. Temple of Bel. That's the Temple of Bel. We made it, guys. So when we get there, it's payday, baby. Everybody getting their money. But listen to me. I just gave you guys the game to not be broke. 10 years from now, what can you tell me about this money I'm giving you tomorrow? 10 years from now, what can you guys on YouTube tell me about the shit you learned today? How old are you right now, everybody? I'm 49 years old. Where am I going to be when I'm 59? I don't even want to say 10 years. I really want to say 1 because we in a different age, right? We ain't got 10 years. Where are you going to be 1 year from today based on what you're learning today? If there be men among you who, like Nomasir, the son of Arcad, right, will use a portion of their gold or your money to start for themselves an estate and be thenceforth wisely guided by thy wisdom of Arcad, the dad, 10 years from now, 'tis a safe wager. Like the son of Arcad, they will be rich and respected among men. Our wise acts accompany us through life to please us and help us. Just as surely our unwise acts follow us to plague us and torment us. Alas, they cannot be forgotten. In the front rank of the torments that do follow us are the memories of the things we should have done. We should have done. I know you guys are upset. Sidebar. I know you guys are upset at some of the shit that you should have done. And it bothers you day in and day out. Every time you look in your bank account, every time you look at something that you bought that you know that you shouldn't have bought, it torments you. But it doesn't have to. The opportunities which came to us and we took not. The opportunities that were brought to you guys' feet and you didn't buy in. You were scared. You didn't want to do it. But let me tell you something. Rich are the treasures of America. So rich that no person can count their value in pieces of gold anymore. Each year they grow richer and more valuable. Like the treasures of every land, they are a reward, a rich reward awaiting those men of purpose who determine to secure their just share. In the strength of thine own desires is a magic power. Guide this power with your knowledge of the 5 laws of money, and you shall share in the treasures of America. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done. We can close this out. How y'all feel? Come on, 5 laws of gold. I gave it to you. If you didn't write it down, don't expect to have no money. I already know. Let me tell you something right now. If you guys didn't pay attention to that, if you can't recite the 5 laws off the top of your dome right now, and you didn't write it down, you're not the person for me. Don't expect to be in my circle. I can tell you that right now. If you can't recite the 5, I can tell you the 5 laws right now. 1, 2, 3. I can tell you all 5 of them. Not to mention, I own the actual book. If you can't do that and you didn't write it down, then why are you here? I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. We did it again. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video. Can you guys hit the like button, hit the thumbs up? I appreciate that if you did that. Please join the channel. Like we had people joining today. We had people blessing the channel with super chats, helping me continue this work. This is just my piece. This is what I do. This is my contribution. Everybody got different contributions. Some of you guys do it locally. Some of you guys do it globally. Some of you guys do it in a different format. Some of you guys help youngsters in your neighborhood. Some of you guys help people in your family. Everybody does their part differently. This is mine. This is what I do. And you guys are helping me do that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. This is what, and I enjoy doing it. Thank you guys for being here. My name is Mr. Shannon. Thank you for reading along with us. Remember, reading is the way to expand your mind and your bank account. We'll be reading again on Monday morning. We got another chapter to read out of this book, The Richest Man in Babylon. We'll be reading again Monday morning at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And you, my friends, are dismissed.
Yeah. Escucha. Mío en tu habitación, solo los 2 segundos que hay que detener. Porque si no siento tu voz o tu olor, te extraño y te quiero ver. Quiero ver. Tanto me falta. Todas esas noches tan soñadas. Que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Me haces falta, bebé. Dime qué tengo que hacer pa' tenerte de una vez, pa' no poderte perder. Dulce, eres mi bombón. Te quiero melocotón. Por ti corro un maratón. Solo de la dirección. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. Pa' mí no es suficiente. Yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión. Somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta. Todas esas noches tan soñadas. Que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Mira, somos perfectos. Es algo indiscutible. Mi estilo y tu estilo no están disponibles. Solo soy sensible cuando te tengo porque eres irresistible. Tus labios combinan con tus ojos. Porque eres tan pretty que hasta yo de eso miento. Chica, necesito mis anteojos. Quiero verte en noche hermosa de todos modos. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. A mí no es suficiente. Yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión. Somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta. Todas esas noches tan soñadas. Que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada. Tanto me falta. Todas esas noches tan soñadas. Que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada.